In this video, I want to talk about the differences of growing your personal brand using YouTube versus growing your personal brand using Meta, so Facebook and Instagram, paid and organic methods. I want to talk with you about the different strategies and what strategy to focus on when in your growth journey to get the most speed and to do it in the most sustainable, most profitable way. I want to dive into this topic by sharing a couple of screenshots, one from my Facebook ad account and one from my YouTube channel. So on Facebook from January 11th till February 3rd, I paid $2,913.68 to reach 133,000 to get 133,000 impressions. On YouTube, I got paid $404.82 to reach or to get 133,000 impressions. So naturally, we would now say that, wow, it's a lot better to focus on growing your personal brand using YouTube because obviously there you get paid to reach people versus on Facebook Meta, you have to pay to reach people. Well, that's just a small part of the story. And if you would plan your strategy, your growth strategy based on that, you would lose out on massive momentum and growth for your business. Because the truth is that, yes, YouTube can grow your personal brand in a very profitable, long-term way. However, it's just a part of the equation. It's much easier actually to kickstart your brand using the Meta universe, so Facebook and Instagram and paid traffic. Why do I say that? Well, and why would you even bother listen, right? I just quickly want to share with you where I am in the journey. I started my coaching and course business in spring of 2020. I now have 2 coaching memberships with 975 active subscribers. I earn $17,865 in monthly recurring revenue from those memberships alone. And on top of that, I have agency clients and I have one-on-one booking hours. I massively reduced that, but there's still some extra income. And I basically built everything from scratch. Nobody knew who I was. I had no personal brand online whatsoever in spring 2020. And the majority of that was kickstarted using the Meta universe, so Facebook. I even documented this on my YouTube. When I started out as a new coach, I became fully booked within a month and have been ever since, utilizing a Facebook group and Facebook ads to grow that group and to monetize it. I did that with a strategic freebie. So my approach was I always want to grow my email list first because that will ultimately be the only channel I ever own next to my website. So I used a strategic freebie to grow my email list and my group at the same time. I share the strategy with my members and also here on my YouTube channel. I do this with Facebook lead ads. And then I put out content and nurtured for a month and then I launched within a Facebook group. And this is still up until this day the fastest way that you can use to become fully booked as an expert and then make a living from it so that you can ultimately also have the time and energy to focus on more long-term strategies. So basically after I kickstarted my business like that, I would transition to put out less content in my Facebook group because the longer you have a free Facebook group, usually the less engaged it is, except if you really keep pushing hard on the content and on growing it. So what I would then do when I started to work with clients a lot, I would just report from the inside out and basically I would share, testimonial screenshots on my Instagram channel. I would share a little bit of content on Instagram, share it back to the Facebook group, and I would also start to answer my clients' frequent questions in YouTube videos. So I, started to put out more content on my YouTube, and all of that content was really search focused. So I would only create a video if I know that people are looking for it on YouTube, because I knew already also at that time that the easiest way for a new creator to grow on YouTube is to focus on getting found in search. So if my clients and members would have questions that would come up continuously, I would just turn that into a video and just send people to the video in case that they should come across this question if it was something that was outside the teaching material that I already provided within the membership. And that way, kind of naturally, my YouTube channel grew with it to the point where I eventually reached 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 hours in watch time to get monetized. So Facebook is a great way to kickstart your audience and kickstart your business in the beginning. and you can create a lot of massive targeted momentum with it. But over time, you want to stop focusing so much on content production there, because the content there has a much shorter shelf life. So a post in a Facebook group will be good for a few days. A post on Instagram will be good for like a couple of days. Yes, sometimes Reels can pick up later on, but basically your content is drowning in an ocean. Whereas on YouTube, your videos can be found for years to come. So I want to share, by the way, this is from a training that I do for my Coach Growth Hub, my $7 membership members. And I also shared before we dive in the screenshot with them that I want to share with you as well. So I get messages very frequently like this. Hi Evelyn, I'm Danielle. I found you through YouTube. Just read Traffic Secrets and I'm watching your evergreen webinar video. Will sign up using your affiliate link as you give so much value. Thank you. And then the only thing is that the link for the slide deck redirects to your membership group. So I had just linked slide decks below that I was selling. And then she said, I'm on the wait list, but is there any way I can purchase now, take my money? So Danielle eventually turned into one of my one-on-one ad clients where I just have a handful. I even said that I will never ever take someone on again, but she was just a really beautiful fit. And I get messages like this frequently. So people that watch the YouTube videos that I put out, when this video found Danielle, or Danielle found this video, it was already on YouTube for 1.5 years. That's not something that can happen for you with Instagram content, right? Instagram content eventually expires really fast, whereas YouTube can get you clients for years to come. Plus, people that find you on YouTube, if you provide a lot of value in your videos, typically will have a different relationship with you already at the point where they find you. So YouTube, Danielle was already really, really pre-sold from my YouTube video, and she wanted to work with me, and she knew that. Whereas if somebody joins the Coach Growth Hub, my $7 membership, through a Facebook ad, the page converts really well, right? Because I'm ticking all the boxes on the offer and on the sales page. By the way, if you want to learn how this works, the sales page converts at 25% to cold traffic, and I share all the secrets in this video here. But basically, people are sent cold traffic from Facebook ads, is sent this way, and then people buy and they become a customer that way. But you know how it is with buying things online. Sometimes you buy them and you forget them and you don't take the time to go through them. And eventually, a couple of months later, you're like, well, I pay for this, but I'm not using it, so I want to cancel. That never happens when somebody found me on YouTube first, consumed videos, and then wanted to enter my world, because they already know the type of value. They already know what they can expect. They already know how I am as a teacher. So the clients that I got from YouTube were significantly less than the ones I got through Facebook ads. However, those are clients for life. I don't think like ever somebody that came my way this way canceled, at least not that I know of. So it is definitely a beautiful long-term strategy, but if you would want to do that in the beginning, you would not see traction fast enough. So my YouTube channel really took 2 years to get to this point where I'm getting paid and where it gets client consistently. You can see that would not be enough to make a living. And if I was just to rely on the clients that came from YouTube so far, I would still, after 2 years in my coaching business, not be at the point where I would be a full-time expert. And the beauty about Facebook ads is that I was fully booked from month 1. So this kind of reach just works a lot faster, but this is what will ultimately add profitability to your business. Plus, a lot of the people that found me through my ad eventually looked me up on the internet and found me on YouTube, and that way connected from me. So they also work really, really well together. Also in that way that I use the email list that I've built up with Facebook ads to drive traffic to my YouTube channel. And so every time I upload a new video, I send the video out to my email list. That works as a relationship building tool, because obviously in my video I give value and people reconnect with me, and potentially, I nurture to the point where they get clients, or even if they are clients, they're reminded that, oh wow, I find a lot of value with Evelyn. But the other reason why I do it is that YouTube rewards when you have repeated viewers on your videos and you get a pushback in organic reach. So I want to show you this on my latest video where I did it as well. You can see in the first day, I sent this video out to, audience. I sent this video out to my audience, which is why it has 140 returning views. And then what happened was that after I did this, you see in the first time there was almost no reach, but when I sent it out to my list, YouTube started to push this video out, right? And I got almost 20,000 impressions with this video. You can see that my click-through rate is really, really low, but this is not because of the thumbnail. This is because the video topic, should you start a free Facebook group to grow your coaching business, yes or no, is rather specific. So it doesn't appeal to a really broad audience, which is why eventually after, a couple of days or 1.5 days, YouTube said, okay, this is not a video where a lot of people respond, so I will reduce the reach, but it still keeps pushing me out. And that is because I gave this organic push from my email list. So those two channels also work really, really beautifully together. And eventually I'm now at a point in my business where I have my monthly recurring revenue, my memberships are running, I'm just finishing delivering my first ever group coaching program. So it's in the last week now. All the content is created. There are 3 months of ongoing support, but there is a massive reduction in the hours that I have to put into that. And I want to use this time to focus more on growing my YouTube channel. Now also outside the search realm. So where I'm not only producing videos for search anymore, but also for browse. Videos that basically appeal to a little bit of a broader audience and not only are based on trying to come up with videos that match keywords in my niche that have a relatively high search volume and relatively low competition. So I have a chance of ranking in search, because search is only like 10% of the overall traffic on YouTube. But I now also want to dedicate time into creating videos in a little bit of a higher quality that will be pushed out to browse, which is still going to be a journey. I know that I'm still at the very beginning of my YouTube journey, but the numbers already look fairly promising to me, and I have experienced what it can do for my brand, what it can do for my client retention and for serving my audience, which is why I wouldn't want to miss it in my toolbox at all. Alright, so I hope this makes it clear. I highly recommend in the beginning you focus on the metaverse, use Facebook paid ads, lead generation campaign, really low budget, $10 a day is you're golden, you're good growing your email list and either your Instagram or your Facebook group. And then eventually, as you work with clients, create videos for them, create videos that are searchable, start to slowly build up your YouTube. And then once you have enough time, because you're fully booked, because you make your income, your offers are validated, shift the content creation focus away from social media platforms where your content has just a very, very slow, a very short shelf life to where it has a much longer shelf life, and eventually use the audience you've built up, your email list, to push your YouTube channel to grow there faster as well. All right, I hope this was helpful. If there are any questions, as always, drop a comment. Other than that, I'd appreciate a like, or if you can consider subscribing to the channel. That's it for now.